Hey guys, today we're going to look at what the difference is between activism and social movements. I just wanted to give you a quick video to explain it to you for you so you guys don't get confused. Last week I asked you guys what you think activism is, and you watched a video of people being mean to the foster kid. I read most of your responses, and you guys get it. Activism, it basically is anybody taking some kind of action or doing something to create some kind of change. Okay, so basically you don't like the way something is, you want to see change come about, so you do something about it. Now, what that is you do, that varies. It could be something as simple as you sharing information with other people, standing in the street handing out flyers. It could be you posting stuff online, right? All of that is forms of activism, meaning you are actually doing something, not just sitting there and complaining to yourself or to your brother or sister or your friend. All right, so I'm just going to show you two quick slides, and then I'll leave you with the two definitions to work with. So the first one, so activism versus social movement. So activism is defined as the practice of using vigorous action to work for change. So basically means you're doing something. What that is could be lots of different things. It says vigorous action may include protests, boycotts, and other confrontational tactics. Once again, you're doing something. So protest, attending a protest. I don't like the way they're treating undocumented people, right? I don't like the way police are treating people in my community. You attend this protest, you are an activist. You are participating in activism. Boycotts, right? Chick-fil-A is a big sponsor of Donald Trump. I don't like Donald Trump, therefore I will not eat Chick-fil-A. That is a boycott. That is a form of activism, okay? The key to activism, though, is you're taking an action, a specific action. So say boycotting Chick-fil-A or protesting, whatever, Donald Trump or somebody, right? It's a specific action, and it's the individual who is doing this. That takes us to then social movement. When you hear social movement, think group, think lots of people, right? So it says a large networked group of individuals or organizations who work together, right? So it's not one person saying, I'm not going to eat at Chick-fil-A. It's a whole group of people maybe raising awareness about Chick-fil-A and saying how it's a bad company because it supports Donald Trump, right? Over time to achieve change through vigorous action. So once again, they're doing work as an organization, as a group. And I think the other big thing to remember when you hear social movement is they're looking at the larger picture. Okay, so whereas you might say, I'm going to boycott Chick-fil-A because they support Donald Trump and I don't like him, a social movement is something that says, no, we are going to do more than boycott Chick-fil-A. We're going to boycott Chick-fil-A, but we're also going to do protests and all kinds of other things as a group because maybe we want to get Donald Trump impeached or something along those lines, right? So here's the example I'm going to share with you guys. This woman here, this is Rosa Parks. I hope we all have heard of her. She's famous for refusing to give up her seat and starting something that was called the Montgomery bus boycott, right? Where Black people in the South stopped riding the buses because they were not allowed to sit anywhere they wanted. They had to give up their seats. They had to sit in the back of the bus. Rosa Parks was practicing activism right here. She's doing a direct action, right? She's protesting by not giving up her seat. She was protesting this law, right? And she's trying to create change to this law. The reason why this is activism is because she is an individual doing this, right? She's doing an individual action, and she's just highlighting one specific problem in the South at that time, the bus laws, that Black folks have to sit in the back of the bus, right? Next slide. This is now a social movement, right? In the front, Martin Luther King is here. Rosa Parks was also part of this, right? This was now a mass movement. It's a group working together, create change. They're focusing on the larger picture. So people in this big crowd may have been part of that bus boycott with Rosa Parks, but they were also parts of lots of other things called the freedom rides, the sit-ins, stuff we will probably look at later, right? They were looking at now the bigger picture. We need to change all these laws in America that are racist against Black folks, right? That is the big difference between activism and social movement. Now, an activist can be part of a social movement, right? Rosa Parks participated in activism, right? She did a single act that stood up against the law, that was a form of protest, right? She was also part of a social movement. She marched with Martin Luther King, and she supported and was part of the organization that led these large marches you see on the right of your screen. All right, so once again, I left a slide with the definition of both. I hope that clears it up for you. Your assignment is to look at 6 different scenarios and decide, is this one scenario simply activism? Is it a social movement? Is it both? Or is it neither? All right, and like I said, when you're thinking about activism and social movement, the key is activism is an individual act. Social movement is a bigger act that focuses on the bigger picture, right? And remember, an activist and activism can be part of a social movement. Think of Rosa Parks. She did an individual thing about the buses, but she was also part of a bigger movement to fight segregation in the South. Okay, I hope this helps. If you have any other questions, just send me an email. If not, stop in Wednesday or Friday at 2 o'clock for our virtual meetings. Those are there to help you guys out. All right, take care, guys.